Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video. I just got up to go to work and I see that Santa left Mica's kit under the tree while I was sleeping. So Mica is a Burst 1 support Iron Code submachine gun. And let's take a look at her kit. She's definitely looking festive, but let's see if she actually looks good. So skill 1 is tidying up, so she's got like kind of a holiday maid theme going on, and it says activates after landing 120 normal attacks. So this is very similar to with Ludmilla rather. I'm not going to get used to saying that, but very similar in that she has to land these attacks here. So kind of a consistent theme. We'll also see this in her skill 2. So it affects all allies. It says tidying up, damage taken goes down 2% and stacks up to 10 times and lasts for 15 seconds. This doesn't seem all that exciting if we're being honest. I mean, damage taken is a good form of damage reduction rather than just increasing defense. I could see there being some situations where this might come in clutch, but honestly, I think, most of the times in Nikke, if you're not making an actual shield, usually your best form of defense is just healing. But let's see. She has another effect in here as well. So activates when the caster is tidying up, fully stacked. Affects all allies. Ammo capacity goes up by 40% continuously. So this is a much more significant effect. I think this is what we're definitely trying to get to. After we get enough stacks of the damage taken reduction, then we're going to get more ammo, and this is going to be a lot more useful. 40% more ammo is pretty significant, and it's cool that this synergizes with Ludmilla because, like I was saying in the last video, link to the description in that if you haven't already checked it out for my skill analysis of Christmas Ludmilla. But basically, giving her more and more ammo is what we're trying to do like some kind of infinite ammo build on her, and Mica will help her out with that. By the way, is it Mica or Mica? Let me know in the comments below what you think that is. Okay, so skill 2 is Blessing Cannon. Activates when landing 150 normal attacks and affects all allies. So we have to land 30 more attacks on this. By the way, her ammo capacity is 120 before she has to reload. So you'll probably hit this every single magazine before you have to reload. Whereas tidying up, because she's an SMG, she's pretty inaccurate, so she probably won't actually be able to get all the stacks most of the time without having to reload. There's probably going to be at least a few shots that miss. But anyway, she has to land 150. Sorry, I just realized I said that backwards. So she will definitely have to reload for this one. Probably have to go through a clip and a half almost, or a clip and a fourth maybe, something like that to actually get this to stack. But anyway, affects all allies, increases stack count of stackable buffs by 1%. So this is going to increase the stack of her tidying up, help her more easily get to those 10 stacks, and of course any other buffs along the way. We have seen some other units in the past that has done some things with increasing stack count. It hasn't been super relevant, but there are some units that could help get, whatever their threshold for their stack counts are as needed. But again, I don't see this as being super useful. The other ability says activates when entering battle, affects self. Burst gauge fill speed goes up by 300% continuously. Okay, so this is a really interesting effect, and it does just happen all the time, right? So it says when entering the battle. So she's just going to get this. There's no time limit on this. And burst gauge fill speed goes up by 300% is definitely needed for her. So keep in mind, I want to clarify this. This is not the same as like burst cooldown. I've seen some people online already. I took a quick look on Discord to see what people were saying. And this is not going to make her burst any faster, or it will make her burst faster, but it's not going to make you go through your burst cycles any faster. So you're still going to want burst cooldown to go with her. Now, the reason why this is so good for her is because she is a SMG user, which has terrible burst gauge generation. Generally, your burst fill is the worst with a submachine gun, and having 300% better burst gen is going to actually help her be legit and keep up better with like your shotguns and other types of weapon users. So I don't know if this actually makes her good in arena. I think, you need a lot of burst generation in arena. It would be cool if Makima had this burst generation. She might actually still be relevant in arena to this day. But you know, at least this is just going to give her a little bit of a boost. She won't be, you know, slowing you down if you're combining her with like Summer Helm or Dola or something like that to do your cooldown reduction. She's going to be ready to go. Okay, the last skill that we'll take a look at is her burst skill. It has a 20-second cooldown. That's what we want to see. If we're going to use a burst one, you know, they have to be really, really good to justify using if they don't have a 20-second cooldown. So good to see that Mica has that covered. And it says affects all allies, dispels one debuff. Cool. Again, I'm not sure how super relevant that is. You know, we might see some bosses coming up where, you know, she's made to deal with these things. So maybe they're going to debuff us with something in the next solo raid, and Mica will be the answer to deal with that. But as of now, you know, we'll just have to kind of like wait and see how relevant that actually is. But the other effect is attack goes up by 39% of caster's attack for 5 seconds. So an attack buff for all allies is quite good. The only problem with this is that she is a support unit, so you know her attack stat is going to be inherently a little lower because this isn't final attack. It's not going to take into account any, you know, gear or other buffs that she has. So it is just going to be off of her base attack, which probably isn't going to be super high, but an attack buff is still good. So I don't know, a very unique unit, kind of interesting kit. Let me know if you've cooked up anything with her. I'd be really curious. I'll be answering those comments later on today, maybe when I get off at lunch. I got to get ready to go for work. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out that Ludmilla video in the description below if you haven't already. Her kit looks wild. Go ahead and see my take on that. If not, I'll see you later tonight on stream.